Hello folks, and welcome to another Robot VARNAC video. Today we will be reviewing an LG Lucky Gold Star 5000 BTU air conditioner, model number LW5024X. It takes 4.2 amps and it uses R32 refrigerant. This is a R32 is a newer refrigerant. It's basically flammable isobutane. If it's not isobutane, let me know in the comments what it is. It's because the packaging is marked flammable and explosive if you're not careful with this. So remember folks, this is for entertainment only. So the first thing you want to do is take the air handler pieces off there. It moves the air. One thing about this air conditioner, folks, let's go over some of the crazy engineering they did here. They have this deflector here in the airflow, but the problem is when the air is flowing, this thing can rattle and make lots of noise like that. So I suggest taking this thing off. It might help efficiency by directing the airflow into the blower wheel, but if it's rattling and making noise, it's no good. Another thing is, from the factory, they didn't put much sound insulation on here, so with the compressor right here, you would hear this thing rattling and making noise. So you want some better sound insulation there. And since this is so thin, it'd be like a soundboard on a piano. You would hear resonating, so you want to deaden the sound on these pieces of styrofoam. So I'm going to use tar to help deaden the sound on this thing. But what I would do first is prevent any leaks in here. Take your tar and you want to do this before the summer cooling season comes about, so you want the pieces rattling around, so you want to kind of join them together better so it won't make much noise when you're trying to sleep, especially during the day. If you come back at night or something, you want a nice dark room. You'll see light coming through the styrofoam. So you see how you carefully put these pieces back together again. And you can see these mold lines, so you want to use some sandpaper. This is 150 grit silicone sandpaper, so you want to smooth out the airflow to make it more efficient. Because you see there's these mold lines in the styrofoam, so you want to smooth those out. continue with the top there. Smooth out the mold lines to increase airflow efficiency. You can see the styrofoam coming off there. And use a rag to wipe off the foam. Of course, before you use this thing normally, you'll turn it on and blow the dust out. But for now, you want to smooth everything out and make it nice and smooth so the mold lines are gone, and they're so like the first piece. You want to seal the cracks so the air won't escape there. With energy bills being as high as they are, every little bit to help improve efficiency and save on the electric bill and keep warm air out so the thing doesn't run as often will help save money. You want to do this before you actually put the thing in service so you won't smell the tar coming. You want the tar smell to go away. So you want to do this well before the season starts. Of course, you don't want to get the tar on your hands, so and now that it's basically covered up, you wipe off any excess. You want to use disposable rags for this or paper towels. Now you want to put some better sound insulation there, so you want to kind of bend this around there, get an idea of how much you need. You want to cut around the blower motor there too, so you have more insulation there. Be very gentle with the wires. And when you know the piece will fit, don't get it too close to the blower motor. You want the blower motor, you don't want the vibration of the blower motor to resonate through the padding. You want the blower motor to be separate from the housing. And you peel the backing off and kind of slide it in there. This has sharp aluminum edges on there, so you want to be careful and not cut yourself on the sharp aluminum. And use a stick to get it to stick down there real good. You don't want to bend any of the tubing on the compressor. And you want the sound deadener to stick on there as good as you can get it. And you continue leaving space for the blower motor there. So of course be aware that this would probably void the manufacturer warranty by working on this. But have you ever tried to file a warranty claim and actually paid off? It's not likely anyway, so more than likely they wouldn't pay a claim in the first place. So the main thing you want to do is deaden the sound so it won't resonate through there. In my case, I only allocated the amount of one sheet of the sound deadening material to go on the air conditioner because it's really auxiliary in case central air is not working, and it's a backup unit more than regular use. So kind of put the extra pieces in there for extra soundproofing. Also be aware of where the cabinet fits on there. You don't want the cabinet not to fit on there, so the covering. Now once you got all your stuff on there, you could put the tar on there. Use a cheap brush and let the stuff dry, and then you come back later on. Make sure if it's still letting light through, put some more on there. It's also good to seal the connection there, so if water does get in there, it won't cause any trouble with the sound deadening pad. So kind of go over the sound deadening pad to seal it in place. Kind of like a roofing caulk or something. Just take your time and slop the tar on there nice and good, so the tar will help deaden the sound and keep the light from shining through the thin styrofoam. And the tar will keep the sound pads from falling down or moving if they do get wet, and especially when the cold air is condensing water on there. When it's running, it'll get water in there too. Don't do anything to the compressor or the wires. Leave that stuff alone. That's for experienced personnel only. Remember, this video is for entertainment only. Don't try this at home. You have been warned. Don't try this at home. By the way, for those Google audio analyzers out there, that's public domain music playing. So just cover up any styrofoam you could see with the roofing material, roofing tar. Don't try to get it all in one take. It probably won't cover very well. So once it dries, you come back and do more later. You'll never get it completely quiet, but a few decibels of sound reduction is better than nothing. If you want a quiet air conditioner, you're mostly paying for more soundproofing material than you are with the compressor, and you might have a more efficient compressor, a better, more quiet compressor, but sound will still resonate through the parts. So you want to deaden the sound as much as you can. So you might want to leave this out in the garage or something somewhere, so the fumes of the tar drying won't cause any trouble. And of course you want to test the tar to make sure it doesn't react with the styrofoam, because then the solvents in the tar may dissolve the styrofoam. So you want to seal all the edges. You can come back for a second coat, but I prefer to catch as much as you can on the first time around. What's the old saying? A stitch in time saves 8. But if it's not right, let me know in the comments. And of course, after you get as much on there as you can, take a walk around it and see if you missed any spots. Remember not to disturb or break any wires or delicate pipes. If you want to leave the sealed refrigerant system alone. Now you can take a bright light and shine it in there, and you don't see any light coming through. So it'll help keep your room dark if you don't want any light leaking through the styrofoam. Well, folks, I guess you get the idea. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Share your comments. What do you think of this? Is this a crazy idea or is this a good idea? Let me know in the comments below. So that's the end for now.